Alright, buckle up. I've got some stuff to share with you today, and more coming soon, that could genuinely turn your life around. Now, I'm not saying I'm some miracle worker or anything. I can't change your life. But you? You totally can. And I've learned that it's these ideas that can literally flip your whole life upside down, in a good way. So, way back in the day, like, over 30 years ago, I got lucky. Someone handed me this book called Think and Grow Rich. But here's the twist, the dude who gave it to me didn't just hand it over. Nope, he gave me some very specific instructions on how to use it. Think of him like my coach or mentor, but honestly, he was more like a really solid friend who saw something in me that I couldn't see myself. Before that, my life? Total mess. I'd tried every path possible, but none of them led anywhere good. I was just on the wrong road, man. My life was boring as hell. I wasn't making any money. Happiness? Nowhere to be found. I never landed a decent job, had pretty much no formal education, just a couple of months in high school, and zero real business experience. But here's the kicker, by following my friend's advice, and he did say, do exactly what I tell you to do until you figure out I'm either lying or clueless, and you'll end up winning big. And he added, by the way, I don't lie, and I know what I'm talking about. I can't even count how many times I've shared that line with people over the last 40 years or so. Anyway, I decided to give his way a shot. And guess what? My income jumped from $4,000 to $175,000 in just a year. Then, it shot up over $1 million. Now, you're probably wondering what kind of magic I was pulling off. Well, I was cleaning floors. Yup, you heard right. I started with just one office, getting $30 a month to clean the floors twice. But within 5 years, I was running a floor cleaning empire across Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta, and even London, England. The business took off like a rocket. But when I got there, I was like, wait, how did this even happen? I mean, there were tons of other people cleaning floors, but they weren't pulling off what I was. Lots of people were reading Think and Grow Rich, but again, they weren't getting my results. So, I had to ask myself, what made the difference? I grew up believing, like a lot of you probably do, that to make serious cash, you had to be some sort of genius. But I knew I wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, and still, I was making big bucks. That got me thinking. I spent 9 whole years searching, trying to connect the dots. And when those dots finally lined up, I realized I'd stumbled upon something priceless. It might sound weird, but it's true. You can walk into the biggest companies in the world, and while they all have their superstar employees, most can't actually tell you why those stars shine so bright. They have no clue why they're at the top. Go find the best salesperson in any organization. 9 times out of 10, they can't tell you what makes them the best. If they knew, or if the company knew, they could teach it to everyone. But here's the thing, I knew why I was winning. Sure, it took me 9 years to figure it out. I studied under some of the smartest people on the planet. And once I got it, all I wanted to do was shout it from the rooftops. I wanted everyone to know. It was so simple, such an eye-opener for me. But there was a problem, I was shy, super quiet, and a bit of a loner. I mean, I wouldn't even ask a question in a small group of people, and often not at all, because I was so self-conscious. I was confident in one area but totally insecure in another. Then one day, I found myself at the back of a ballroom in the O'Hare Hyatt Hotel, with about 1,000 people sitting in front of me. The audience was split into 2 sections with an aisle down the middle. The speaker was Bill Gove. Now, Bill's no longer with us, bless his soul, but he was like the Frank Sinatra of public speaking, the absolute best. I watched him work the crowd, focusing on the group on the right side of the room. He said, if I want to be free, I've got to be me. Not the me I think you think I should be. Not the me I think my wife thinks I should be. Not the me I think my kids think I should be. If I want to be free, I've got to be me. And then he added, I better know who me is. I was in the back of the room, thinking, man, if I could only do that. I wanted so badly to share what I'd learned, but I was scared out of my mind. Now, let me sidetrack for a second. I've been listening to Earl Nightingale's recordings for years, practically burned them into my brain. The first track in his Lead the Field series was about the magic word, attitude. At one point, he says, "Now, right here we come to a rather strange fact. We tend to downplay what we can achieve and, weirdly, think others can do things we can't." He wanted people to understand that wasn't true, that we've all got these deep reserves of talent and ability. If you'd asked me if I got that, I'd have said, sure, I get it. I'd probably listened to that bit 1,000 times during my 9-year quest to figure out why I was winning. But in reality, I didn't get it at all. So, there I was, watching Bill Gove, and that message from Nightingale started playing in my head again. Now, right here we come to a rather strange fact. And it hit me, that's what he meant. Right then and there, I decided not only to learn how to do what Bill Gove was doing but to get him to teach me. And I did. Bill Gove and I became great friends. In fact, the very last speech he gave was for my company. That's right, it was about 5 years ago, in December. He passed away on December 13th. If he'd made it to January, he'd have been 90. He did what he loved right up until the end. I owe that man a lot. Now, I don't speak exactly like Bill Gove, but I've spoken all around the globe, from tiny groups of 50 to massive crowds of 20,000. And you know what? He taught me how to feel at home in front of a camera or a crowd. He told me, "Tom, if you want to be effective, just think about the people you're talking to. Fall in love with the idea of helping them. And," he added, "you can help them because you've got something valuable to share." That was 26 years ago. My shyness didn't disappear overnight, it took some time, but with the right guidance, it eventually faded. I didn't lose the positive side of being shy, I still enjoy my own company. I spend a lot of time alone when I'm on the road. But I got over the fear of speaking up in front of others. I shook off the doubts. Now, I bet you've got your own doubts in various areas, probably even in some spots where you wish you didn't. And those doubts? They're not doing you any favors. I want to help you get rid of those doubts and start getting real results. See, the thing is, we're all about getting results that stick, and that's super important. I've dug through tons of material, watched lots of folks in action. You can read a book, listen to a bunch of recordings, or hit up a seminar, and yeah, your results might shoot up for a bit. But usually, they dip back down pretty fast. They don't last. Here on the Millionaire Mindset channel, we're all about helping you get results that actually stay with you. You're gonna love this because we're dropping some amazing knowledge. So here's the one thing I want you to drill into your brain right now. It might not make sense right away, but bear with me. Watch this stuff over and over and over again. It's the repetition that locks it into your mind. And once it's locked in, trust me, you'll know you've got it. We're here to help you get results that stick. And when they do, man, you're golden.